And now I'd like to introduce you to our recently named athletic director, Vaughn Williams, who comes to Bentley with 27 years of extensive athletic administration leadership, most recently at Boston College as Senior Associate Athletics Director from 2017 to 2020. As athletics director here at Bentley, Williams leads a program that features 23 varsity sports and offers a competitive experience for more than 500 Bentley student athletes. We are so fortunate to have the two of these fantastic student athletes with us today, conducting our conversation with Vaughn. Sam DeQuilla in the class of 2021 and a member of the field hockey team, and Edozie in the class of 2022 and a member of the men's soccer team. I'll let them introduce themselves a bit further and kick off our conversation with Vaughn. But first, we have a special guest this afternoon who'd like to make his appearance, and we'll just get him going here. If I can.
Who's that special guest there?
I know. I bet you're wondering.
Oh,
it's Flex!
oh, wow. It's Flex.
Making a cameo.
Yeah, I haven't met Flex yet. This is my first time. Hey, Flex.
Thank you for joining us, Flex. We hear your birthday is in just a couple days on the 30th.
Hey, Flex, can you see? I bought you a cupcake. Can you see it? I bought you a cupcake here. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Flex. We're not going to sing happy birthday. Wow,
happy birthday.
Nah, they don't want to sing happy birthday. Yeah, this is a virtual birthday, so cupcakes aren't good for you. So we'll get it to you, Flex. But happy birthday. Happy birthday. Look forward to meeting you in person at the right time.
Thank you for joining us, Flex, and we hope to see you again in person soon. All right, Sam and Mez, you guys take it away.
Sounds good. I'm Sam DeQuilla. As she said, I'm a senior on the field hockey team, and I'm also the president of SAC. And I'm also going to be working at Citizens Bank when I graduate.
Wow, that's good.
Hi, everybody. My name is Uzoemezie, Edozie. I'm a junior marketing major here at Bentley, minoring in sports management. And some things I do on campus is I'm a part of the men's soccer team, and I'm president of Mankind Movement.
Good. And I'm Vaughn Williams, obviously, the director of athletics, and I'm grateful to be at Bentley. It's been 2 weeks now that I've been on campus and just enjoying all the great people, the community that's built, and learning so much more about the excellence of this institution. And obviously, during these COVID times, trying to just learn and meet our student athletes and engage with them and find out what's the best way to move it forward, and also with the coaches as well. So we got a great staff, great coaches here at Bentley, and obviously a great academic institution. And we're looking forward to having a conversation today. As you can see in my background here, that's the real live Flex. If you don't know, a blue peregrine falcon, that's who Bentley is. Look it up, fastest bird in the world. So we fly high in Waltham. So you guys ready? You guys ready to have a conversation? Who's going to go first? Who's going to go first?
I got you. I'll go with the first one.
Okay, Sam.
Yeah, I'm ready. You ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay. So what makes Bentley so special in comparison to everywhere you've worked in the past?
Ooh, that's good. I think every place that I've worked, and I've worked at the University of Utah, University of Toledo, and Boston College twice, actually, and then Kennesaw State University. You know, it's every place has its own unique style to it. And I've been very fortunate to work at places that have been, that have had a community, but this would be this a unique place in regards to the size of the institution, the academic excellence that it has. Yes, BC does have that too, but I think this is a niche in the business environment that makes this place special. As you guys know, the #1 career service department, development center in the country, which is a unique thing. And our student athletes here can really dig into their vocation and what they want to do. And I think Bentley does it better than anybody else. And for an athletic director, that's what you want. You want your student athletes to be tested and really pride and know focus and get them focused to something that they want to be for the rest of their lives. Like Sam, you already have a job and you're still in college. So it's a great place that way. And I was introduced to it 20 years ago, and I found that the people were just really, really personable. And I just felt like it was family 20 years ago, and I've stepped on campus for the last 2 weeks, and it has been marvelous. It's been amazing. I feel like I've been here for more than just 2 weeks. So if that answers your question, that's about right. It's almost like why you picked Bentley, right? You know what I mean? Just a unique place, and it feels like home, and everybody knows everybody, and you feel like you can succeed, and the people want you to succeed, and that's all you want to be in that type of environment.
I completely agree. It's home.
Yeah, it is home. It is home. Next, what do you got, Mez?
Sure. So welcome to the Bentley community. So what is the most exciting thing about finally being a Bentley Falcon?
And I just think working hand in hand with everybody on campus and getting to know our student athletes right now and our coaches. Mm-hmm. There is a background, a tradition of excellence. Bob DeFelice had been here since 1991. He'd done unbelievable work, built a legacy of just excellence. And so when you get to be, you get the next person that comes in, you're trying to fulfill what he's done. And I think my role is really just to really partner with the campus and partner with our student athletes and coaches and staff to bring out the excellence in their experience. I mean, my job is the total student athlete experience, and we don't want anybody leaving Bentley. And I know administration feels this way, leaving like they didn't get the best of what Bentley had to offer. So sometimes we gotta, pick them up a little bit, give them some energy, and prod them along a little bit to take advantage of what exists, because this institution has so many valuable things that it makes it easy. Now, on an athletic standpoint, because it has tradition, if we're going to do this, and we have high achievers here at Bentley in athletics, student athletes are high achievers academically, and so I think our goal is to try to mirror that, what's going on in academics, and see how we can do that on a playing field. And you can't do it alone, right? You need student athletes buy-in, you got to set vision, got to set plans, and you got to set action, and then you got to carry out those things. No different than what both of you do, especially you, Mezie. I know you out there on the field doing your thing, and
Thank you.
It's like athletes understand, and I think business schools understand analytics, score, data, and trying to bring out the best in what you have to offer. So that's kind of what I'm excited about. I'm really excited about that.
I can't wait to get started. Thank you.
Yeah.
I have a question off of that for you. What are you most nervous about coming to Bentley and becoming a part of this community?
Ooh. Well, I got a list of that. Well, I think anytime you take a leadership role, I think you want to, like you two, you want to perform, right? You want to perform to your potential. And I've had many, many years of obviously, practice, so to speak, at each place, and just trying to, develop my craft of leadership and servantship. And so I think you just want to perform. And I know the success that Bentley has had. And I know the success the institution has had. I know what Bob DeFelice has done. And so I think, I don't know if I'm nervous, but I think it's a great opportunity for me to be the best Vaughn Williams I can be for our student athletes, for our coaches, for our staff, and for our institution. And I think, once again, you follow somebody who's been here quite some time, and, and now the new person comes in, you hope everybody can just see what he or she might want to do, in this case, myself, and understand where the vision is and how we're going to go about our business. And I might do things a little bit differently, but there's no difference in my care for a student athlete, just like Bob DeFelice. There's no difference in I want what's best for our student athletes and coaches. And so I think that's one thing that might be. And I think the next thing is, this is COVID times. It's like, let's sit here. We're sitting here, Everybody's somewhere different right now. Everybody's across the country, whoever's watching across New England. And it's, I wouldn't say it's scary, but it's an uncertain time. And I think as we're bringing our student athletes back to play, and both of you know this, you're living through it, and you're watching football on TV, everything's going, what's going on, and we're going to go to play in springtime, all of our sports. And I think maybe the thing that keeps me, I won't say keeps me up at night, but the concern or fear is that I hope we can provide a great experience for all of our student athletes this spring and coaches, because, I was a student athlete and I'm just imagining every day, what would I do? How would I act? How would I react to this? So with that being said, we've got to have the best experience this spring, and we're going to do our best to do it as a conference in the Northeast 10, but making sure you guys feel like you had the best experience. It just wasn't a year that, like last spring, it was tough for those people that played in the spring. So that kind of worries me. And then right now, obviously under COVID, just the mental health of all of our student athletes, students in general across the country. I have 3 young children. They're virtual until next week, and then they go hybrid. I mean, it's a different way of learning. It's a different way of being. And I don't know if you ever get used to it, but we have to find a way to continue to stay positive, energized and refreshed, and purposeful as we move forward. So that's a great question, but I probably got a couple others, but I'm not going to share anymore.
Matter of fact, on the topic of COVID, what are some ways you plan on making sure that your student athletes are safe?
Well, I think, that's good, man, you guys getting after it today. Well, I think you start right now how we started. Obviously I come in late in fall, and all summer and all spring you had the administration under Andrew Shepperson, student affairs, making sure that we, all these work teams were doing everything they had. Then you had people on our team, obviously Brooks, our head trainer, leading that charge, Kevin. I mean, you had a host of a team that has worked, and you got to thank all of them for preparing the plan. So now get back to the plan. And that's what we've been working, the plan. And it's hard to prevent your student athletes from getting out there, and coaches, they're not used to this at all. It's just as you've been playing the game since you were young, and now you have to, we have to do the right thing to be, make sure everybody's healthy. So we've been slowly rolling into it. Most people out there might not know that we've only conditioned. We haven't had any, one-on-one, mentoring, tutoring in regards to their game one-on-one. So I think that's one way. As we start to ramp things up this week, we'll start to have the balls and pucks and all that kind of stuff, and the rackets out there, and getting moving forward, making sure that our student athletes are safe. I think the other thing that the university has done a great job of is, and I think everybody on this call knows that, is testing weekly. And not everybody's doing that in the country. Not everybody's doing that. A lot of people are not doing that. So I think our students and our student athletes should feel very safe that we're testing regularly, and pinpointing what's going on. And so the university has our best interests as a community at heart. So as long as everybody continues to do what they're doing, right, Sam? You're doing the right thing, right, Sam? Mez, you're doing the right thing? Okay, yeah. You're doing the right thing. And making sure wearing our mask and following those protocols, I think is important. And obviously you guys know, we've been with mask on as we train and those type of things, and that won't change for the foreseeable future right now. And then we'll continue to ramp it up as we get ready, because we got to get ready. We're getting back to play, and we got to get ready for a robust spring season. So I think those are some of the measures that we've been taking, and there are a lot more that go on with the plan, but I think that's the basis of it. So that's a good question.
And honestly, I kind of agree with that. You guys have done a great job. Many people don't know that we have our masks on while we're training, and then we're also social distancing. Yeah. So I think we're on the right direction.
Good. And I think that's a big part of it. The masks are a big part of it, and I know people have their feeling about it, but the masks are a big part. So I'm glad the student athletes are doing their thing. That's for sure. That's for sure. That's for sure.
So I know you briefly mentioned how like the fall sports will be playing in the spring. I don't know if everyone's aware of that. That's the goal for right now. So obviously the fall athletes are very grateful to still get the opportunity to at least play something in the spring. But that's going to be a lot of sports at one time. So what are your plans to handle that amount of capacity in the spring?
Okay. That's a good question. I hope I didn't get trouble by saying that we're all playing sports.
No, I think everyone knows that's the goal.
Yeah, anybody on this Zoom, don't say it. Commissioner Northeast 10, but we're working on this thing.
That's the goal.
Yeah, we're working on that. So we're working on having all sports play in the spring. It's gonna be all persons on deck feeling, and I think that's the way Bentley is anyway. But you probably see me out there at a scorebook, keeping a scorebook and doing the scorebook. I can do all those things, Sam. You know that, right? I do event management's in my background, so I can do all that. So it's going to be busy, and we're going to have to find a way, and that's what we'll start working on as the Northeast 10 decides how it's going to all play out, or in theory, how it's going to play, and hopefully we can all play it. We'll be meeting, in November and December, trying to figure that out, how exactly it's going to work. Limited fields, limited indoor facilities. So I think it's a great thing we're a family at Bentley, because we're going to have to be a lot of family, because we're going to have to be untraditional in the way that we've been using our facilities to make sure people can stay safe and prepare and get ready, as we try to get back and those type of things. So it's going to be a crazy spring if everything goes the way it should go. I'm looking forward to it because
it'll be fun.
I'm looking forward to, because I don't like being
agreed.
I don't like meetings as much as people think I do. I love people, but I love watching competition. That's what I love. I love watching competition, and I love watching student athletes compete. That's my favorite part of the job, and I think you see me a little bit, even though I've had the onboarding process, but you're going to see me a lot out there, because I love being out there, seeing how you guys prepare, getting to know you and getting to know the coaches, because that's why I do what I do, to help you succeed. So I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be great to have all these sports played at one time. Well, I'm telling you.
Yeah. I think it's going to be fun. I know some of my favorite days are like during preseason, when you just see everyone, like football, women's soccer, men's soccer, our team all out on the field, and just see
so
competitive. I think it'll be fun.
It's going to be like wearing your uniform after one of your games and walking over to the next game that's going on.
Exactly.
The fields are going to be used the whole time. It's going and we're going to promote that some way, like come to campus. Come to campus and do your thing, like for a whole week, you know what I mean? And see what we can do. So hopefully it will be great to bring some energy to campus, bring some energy to the community, go out there and get people on campus. And it's almost like, come to campus on a Saturday and you might see 4 different sports being played at the same time, which would be, how much fun would that be? Come on, I'll bring my kids to that. I'm gonna let my kids go and say, hey, come back in like 4 hours. Let me know when you're done with whatever sport you're seeing, you know what I mean? So you can see a little bit of everything. So I think it's gonna be, we have to embrace it. And I think, Sam, you're right, that energy, we have to embrace. It's not a challenge, it's not like a detrimental, it's like embrace it with positivity, and we'll make some fun out of it. We'll have some fun with it. I promise you that.
So, from all the sports that you've been around, what are some coaching memories that have always stood with you?
What's some who?
What are some coaching memories that have always stood with you?
Oh, man. Oh my gosh. I've been around, I've seen some great things. I'm just being honest with you. I can remember the late great Rick Majerus, who passed away a couple years ago. He was the head men's basketball coach at University of Utah. I can remember those days when, going to a Final Four. I can remember, going to Toledo and playing Randy Moss in the MAC championship game at Marshall in the snow. for the championship. Toledo lost, but there's more to that story. I can remember softball at University of Utah, going down to the South, regionals, and no one thought that this team from Salt Lake City, Utah, would go down to the South and win a regional in softball, and ended up winning on the last day, and going to the World Series. And we jumped in the pool after that game. I was looking at the picture the other day. Can I move it? I mean, I can remember that. I can remember BC the first time around. The first time Jerry York, hung the banner, a national champion at BC, 2001, and being at the game in Albany. And I can remember that, overtime. It was, I can remember those things. I can remember UConn. I can remember UConn, Final Four. Kemba Walker. Last night,
Yeah.
Kemba Walker. I was there last year at Kemba Walker. It was the most amazing run that I've ever seen. We lost.
Wow, you saw that.
Yeah, we lost the last home game, Notre Dame, at home, Campbell Pavilion, Storrs, Connecticut. And everybody was like, I'm not going to the Big East tournament. I'm not going. I'm not going to the Big East tournament. And they didn't end up lost, and they went 10 straight games. Never been done in college basketball. And I went through the whole thing all the way until Houston at a Final Four, until Kemba came back, and we at that moment retired his jersey. It was something that you just never see.
Yeah, you never see before.
I remember even Kennesaw State. Most people don't know Kennesaw State's second largest school in the state of Georgia now. Cobb County, great school, and I was athletic director at that time. In 2015, we started football. First football game ever for that school. And I remember, I'll never forget having the first game, 9,000 fans. People didn't think it could get done. We got approved and all the stuff. And it was an amazing feeling to see student athletes do their thing. And from there, volleyball, all kind of back to Connecticut, track, field hockey. I mean, I've had some great memories, and sports provided for me that. And I think I told you this, probably one of my favorites of all time was, because I'm a big Gino Auriemma fan, was going to the White House because of athletics. Going to the White House, we were women's basketball. UConn women's basketball was the first team to see President Obama when he won.
Wow.
When he won, so he was new to it, so he didn't know. So he spent an hour with the team, and after that, he never did it again. So he spent an hour with the team, and taking pictures. I mean, I had pictures with the president. Then he went to the lawn and did the ceremony, and it was just really neat. And then I have pictures of President Obama shooting hoops at the White House in his half court.
Really?
It was,
Wow.
Yeah, you can't.
I can't even relate.
Yeah, you can't even do
that.
like Renee Montgomery, who is opted out of playing this year. She's going to justice. She was there. Maya Moore. I mean, it's just a pattern, right? Maya Moore.
Yeah, all these big names.
I'm just saying, it was like nothing I will never forget that day. I will never forget that day. So, and I think that's what our job is, right? In college athletics, I think that's what our job, Bentley student athletes, like my job is to help you guys manufacture memories, right? And that's what happens around sports. You come to a game. I can remember so many things that have happened around the game, I got, engaged to my wife after a football game, BC and Stanford. I mean, everything's around sports, man. It's memories.
Yeah.
Right? That's what we do. That's what we provide. And I want you guys to have long-lasting memories of Bentley, and in ways, I know you'll have it academically, but also, socially, vocationally, and from your teams. And I think that's important. That's really important for you to have those memories of like, man, that was good. That was fun. And I want to come back. This is what Alumni Weekend's all about, memories,
Yeah, like
Sorry
last year.
Sorry about that. I got wrapped up there. Sorry about that. Go ahead, Sam.
That's good. No, I was just saying last year when Barbara Stevens won her 1,000th game and everyone was there in the court, and then seeing on the TV that she's going to the Basketball Hall of Fame, like that she's on the news, and I'm like, that's
amazing.
I was there. It's just things like that. So
I mean, how many times can you do that? I mean, and she's unbelievable. I spoke to her a couple of weeks back, and you know, she'll always be a Falcon, you know what I mean? And we're going to make her come back and, you know, we're going to make her come to the games, I think. Well, we're going to make her come to some other games. I'm going to make her come to field, you know, I'm going to make her come to your sports, Sam. I'll make her come see you, man. But it is memories, right? I mean, you don't get to do that, you know, in college. You think about the significance of being here at that time, being in the Hall of Fame. I mean, that's a neat thing. That's a neat thing. So
yeah, we've really made a lot of sporting memories here. Like last year as well, when the football team won the NE10 conference, as did volleyball when we all rushed the field. That was just a great experience.
Yeah, and that's what we want. That's what we want for each of our programs. I mean, that if someone said to me, "What is your vision? You know, what do you want for your student athletes?" I want each student athlete to win a championship. I mean, those are memories you never forget. I mean, I won 2 championships when I played football back at UMass Amherst, and I'll never forget those. So I think we want that type of mindset that not only do we excel, and Sam already has a job, and Mezie, you'll have a job before you graduate, but you know what? My legacy was I had a job and I won championships. And, you know, whoever, that's the thing, right? You want to be that's what it is. That's our legacy. And how can we produce that type of legacy that you at least one championship when you come here? And that's what we're striving for. Then it turns into 2 championships. And if you're winning 2 championships in every 4 years, I'll tell you, you're probably having a pretty good experience, and the overall program's probably doing pretty good, you know, because we're going to graduate them. That's for sure. We're going to graduate at high level. That's without a doubt. We're winning championships in the world. That's for sure. So let's see what happens.
So I know a lot of athletes support athletes. That's a very common thing at Bentley University. We usually have like a brother or sister team that we go and support, or one game where like all teams come. Do you have any plans on how to engage the general student body more and like
we're going
to our games?
We're going to campaign. I don't know what I haven't been. It's hard in the COVID world because you can't get to everybody, right? And in my past places and jobs, you know, obviously we have to collaborate. We are a part of student affairs, so we definitely want to collaborate with residence life. And that's going to be me, a lot of me, and a lot of you too. Our student athletes, we're going to have to really attack it a different way. You know, people want to support people they know. That's just a fact. And especially in this day and age with technology, you know, why would I go do this thing? Well, the connection is our community, and we're going to bring our community together. So we're going to be prideful, but we're going to work on a lot of different things as we move forward, when we can have fans, that is, to get the students engaged with what we have to do. And I've been a part of doing that at many institutions, and it'd be no different. So it takes a lot of energy, which I think I have. I feel like I have. It takes energy and just the willingness to go to dorms. I used to go to dorms, spend time with residence life, you know, and spend time with kids, you know, and I would go visit the students, see what they want, and, you know, and support them in intramurals, go check them out in intramurals every now and then. I think we have to have that reciprocal type of relationship, like a brother to sister or sister to brother, that, you know, I got 3 kids, and, you know, our thing in our house is like, you know, support the other one. You know, and they might not like it as much all the time, but we have to make that at Bentley that way, support one another. We are Falcons, and we're together, and why not? What else would you want to do? You can provide memories that way as well at an event. So yeah, we're going to work hard on that for sure. And anybody listen out there, that alumni, and you have students that come to campus, you know, we want support from parents, from students. You know, we've got some tremendous student athletes here, so we hope that you'll partake. We'll be asking for that sooner or later. So, did I answer that, Sam? That makes sense?
Mm-hmm. I think that's a good idea with intramurals, to go watch them. So it's kind of give some, get some. So I think that's a good idea.
Imagine this: intramural playoffs, and we had. If we're not playing, some of our people probably playing. If some of them are playing, you know, you're going. You know, if you had like 200 student athletes watching the playoff or the championship,
that'd be amazing.
Would that not make sense? I mean, those are the type of things you know what I mean? We have, you know, you have to set the mindset a little bit differently. But I think once again, it's reciprocal. You know, you sit in the classroom with them, you're competing in the classroom with them. And now it's like, and you guys know this, you get that free time. So what do you want to do with your free time? And how you want to spend that time. And so I think you're going to spend it with people you feel like, I like them. You know, I know them. They supported me. Why don't we go check out the game and do that? So I think there's all kind of strategies and ways, and we're gonna find the strategies to get that done. Not one strategy, the strategies to get that done.
So I can imagine that being the athletic director can be stressful sometimes. You know, that you have to cover many people. No, you wouldn't say so. Because me being a student athlete is stressful sometimes as well.
So what was the question? What was the question about stress?
Well, I was just gonna say that sometimes your job may be stressful, that you cover for, I believe, about 500 student athletes. So like, what are some things you do to relieve stress?
I am an avid reader. I read, I try, well, not last couple of days, I haven't read that much because I'm in transition of moving to a new house, but I usually try to read 20 minutes to 30 minutes. I'm big into leadership books, servant leadership books. Servant leadership is what I talk about, how you give more. If you're going to give a lot, then you have to really be filled. You have to fill yourself up with knowledge. And I really believe our student athletes, or as I didn't learn this when I was a student athlete. I learned it after I was a student athlete, that you can go to another institution, and then people go, "What do you mean? Well, I went to Bentley." No, you can go to Vaughn Williams University. And what does that mean? You can put knowledge, and you can read about things. And I'm not just talking about surfing the net, but I think you can read it. I think the average person only reads around 1 book, 2 books a year. But if you read around 20 minutes a day, a night, you can read around 25 to 40 books in a year. Now think about all the education you can help. And so I'm big into leadership, how can I serve better? How can I help to be the best teammate? How can we be the best team? Everything surrounded about success of team, no different than all the great programs they have at Bentley that you need to get into anything that you can that has to deal with leadership and that, because it's for real. And I know some of you do already. So there's another intriguing thing about this institution. It is the business school. And I just think there's so much that I love about everything that Bentley is about, that I think is going to even make me a better leader, to engage with others on campus and to collaborate and to learn and to bring that onto our staff. I've already started our staff starting to read a little bit. You know, we have our first book that we're reading right now for leisure. And I think you're trying to feed your team to be the best. And I think your coaches do that same thing with you. It's no different being a director of athletics. You know, I want you guys to be as mentally focused, as motivated, as energized, as thoughtful, as best teammate you can be, and live in a purposeful way. And I found reading is my thing. I like to exercise too. I like to watch, I like to watch TV a little bit. I gotta be honest. I broke down the other day. We got Netflix. Bad. Avoided it for years. I avoided it.
Yeah, I know.
I was there
too.
I got a free trial, and oh my gosh, 7-day free trial, and I'm done. I'm cooked. I was like, sign me up. I want Netflix. Don't ever take that off. So, but you know, and being family. I have a family. I have 3 kids that are young. I have an 8th grader and twins that are in 6th grade, and family is important to me. And being around people. So Bentley is fun to me. It's not stress. I'm enjoying every minute. Today is fun. I'm having fun. And anytime I can be with student athletes, anytime I can be with coaches, anytime I think we can do something, I can be helping them move forward. We had a career, the sophomores had their career night, you know, career service night. Everybody was there. That was fun. I was on the Zoom. It was whatever. To me, there's no stress really. There's no stress if you're in your purpose. I think it's just, you know, stay focused, stay hungry, you know, and don't take it so serious. I like to laugh a lot. I think y'all know that now. Y'all been around me a lot. I like to laugh. So those are a couple of things that I do, but reading probably number 1.
Yeah, I know our coach tries to get us to read like 1 or 2 books every year as a team. She started that since freshman year. I remember before I even got to school, there was a book in the mail at my house that we had to read before preseason that we
Do you
talked
remember the
about.
book? It was John Gordon book or something like that. What was it? Do you remember? Uh-oh, Sam.
Um,
Sam.
I actually,
Oh, she's looking for it. I like this, y'all.
oh,
She's looking for that book.
it's called The Coffee Bean. That's what you just had us read.
Oh, I got that. Oh, John Gordon. I love it. Quick read. Mezie, I'll bring it in for you, man, if you haven't read it.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to be a coffee bean, baby. You want to be a coffee bean. Let me tell you, you want to be a coffee bean, man.
All right.
Good little book.
What else you got?
So now that we're kind of more onto your personal life, what are your favorite sports teams?
Oh, man. Bentley Falcons are my favorite sports team.
Good answer.
Oh, you're talking about pro leagues. Oh, pro leagues. Okay, I'll be honest with you. For NBA, I would say it's whatever town I'm in. So I'm a Celtics fan. I'm gonna be honest. You know, when I was in Utah, I was a Utah Jazz fan. I mean, I'm just, you know, I follow people instead of teams. I was a New Jersey Net fan for a long time, but they don't have a team anymore. They moved to Brooklyn, to the Brooklyn Nets, and I'm not there. I'm going to stay in New Jersey. So I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan. Yes, I am. I know some people probably leave this call right now. I hope they don't leave this Zoom because I was a Dallas Cowboy fan. Mez, I don't hope they don't leave. I'm looking.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm looking too.
Yeah, I know they don't leave. Hey. But, you know, I respect what the Pats have done, obviously, and I have a lot of love for the local teams when I'm around locals. You know, I got to know the Falcon organization when I lived in Georgia very well. General manager Rich McKay and some of those people. So, you know, I kind of support in baseball. You know, I'm kind of that same thing. I migrate to wherever I am. You know, I root for the Sox. I probably root for the Sox most of my life. But when I was be careful, Sam. I know. Sam, is there anything that you want to tell us about who your favorite baseball
Yes, I'm a Yankees fan. I
Uh-oh.
unfortunately I got Derek Jeter's poster hanging behind me. So
Sam, when you said that, like 3 people left the participate.
I see that.
Okay, but anyway, and then you know, for Major League Soccer, I'm Atlanta United fan all the way, baby. We Atlanta United fan in this house. We are Atlanta United.
Okay.
They started Major League Soccer when we were down in Georgia. We went to I would say the first game, but we went to like the third game. I took my son to the first playoff game they ever hosted when they won. That place is crazy. I mean, everybody's got to go to a Major League Atlanta United game in their lifetime because it is unbelievable. The environment is unbelievable. No one sits down. There's chant. It's crazy. So I think those are some of my teams. And for hockey, I would say, you know, the Bees. But you know, I grew up in Jersey, and one of my friends we used to go to Devils games. So I probably think I'm more Devils. But hopefully everybody's going.
I'm too. I'm too.
Yeah. So I think I've covered some of the bases of professional sports, and there's more out there. But those are some of my things out there.
So I know we kind of.
Hi, Mez. I was just going to say we have
Hi,
20
yeah, no
minutes
worries.
left. And we did, Sam, you got a shout out. Sam, you and Vaughn got a shout out. We have a fellow Cowboys fan and a Yankees fan, so they didn't all leave. You have a couple people on here.
Oh, man. Sam made me do that. I wasn't wanting to do that. You never do that in New England. You don't tell people you're a Cowboys fan, man.
No, not around here.
Mez, do you have a final question before we go to our audience questions?
Yeah, sure. One last question I have. So I know we kind of glanced on it earlier, but having more than 25 years of experience in sports administration, what is your vision for the athletic department?
Oh, boy. I've only been here 2 weeks, but I would say this. I want our student athletes to have the best experience holistically, like in every piece of imagination. I want them to realize what they want to do with their lives, like I did. You know, later on, I was an engineer major when I started school. I'm not an engineer. So I want them to find who they are and where they need to be and what their purpose and how they're going to make that difference in the world through their vocation. That's one thing. And their experience from their relationships and those type of things. I think on the totality of our athletic program, you know, the institution stands for excellence academically. There is no doubt. There is no doubt. From a business perspective, everything that Bentley has touched in that space is gold. And I've heard from so many different non-Bentley alums as well that are in the business world in Boston and other, it's amazing in New England how much they value a Bentley student. It's over like, I mean, it shows how prepared, it shows the difference and the distinct difference that you guys have over even Ivy League schools. I'm just saying, there's something about how we do it and teach here and get people ready that is desired. And so I would hope that athletics can get on that level of where academics is and show the world as well what athletics. I mean, it'll be an amazing combination to have a student athlete that goes back to winning this two championships during their 4 years here, go to NCAAs, complete at the highest level, and have an academic life at the highest level. And then go into the workforce, that's an unbelievable combination.
Perfect.
Unbelievable combination. So like I went to Bentley and I want people to know like, oh, what did you do? Oh, I'm Sam and I played, and I'm Mezie, I played. Oh yeah, you guys, man, that school is unbelievable. But they're like, you guys win. Like you guys dominate. Like, you guys are known for like this and that. Like you guys, yeah, that's what we do. Yeah, you're humble.
Yeah.
You know, Sam, and you're humble.
The best of both worlds.
You know, as you're flashing your rings or whatever you're doing, you know, but I mean, that's what, and the memories that are manufactured from that, they'll last forever. Forever. It is hard to be a champion. It's hard. It's hard to be a champion. But I think we're going to strive. And like I say, we'll fly like falcons. We're going to fly high like falcons to attain that. So that's kind of the vision. That makes sense? That makes sense,
Yeah,
guys?
perfect. Yeah, perfect.
We're going to have some fun doing it too, boy. I can't wait. We're going to have some fun doing it. So anyway.
Excellent. And you're mentioning your reading. We have an alumni and family book club that you just opened yourself up to participate in, Vaughn. So I'll send you some. We got to get you to read a book with us.
I love it.
Okay, good.
The Bentley athletic staff right now is reading The Servant. It's by James Hunter. I think it was authored in 1999, and it's about servant leadership. It's a great fable. It's probably around 210 pages. Unbelievable, quick but powerful read. So that's kind of what we're doing right now.
Great way to kick things off. All right, so questions from the audience. We have some very excited parents who want to get on the field. Do you believe that parents will be able to be spectators at sports when they return?
Hard to say right now. Hard to say, and for the parents out there, I understand, because youth sports, right? My wife is going to a game. I think she left. Right now, there only could be one parent at the match, so to speak, at the soccer match. So I think it all depends on what the state is doing. But it's I would hope that in the spring, maybe things are better. But once again, that's a university decision, obviously, and that's a state decision as well. So we'll see. We'll keep our fingers crossed, and hopefully, because it's a hard time not to, want to watch your student athletes perform. So, and if they can't, I'm hoping that we have that streaming power, that we'll be able to stream events so they can be a part of that. So we're going to be looking at that as well to make sure.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Another question for you, Vaughn. Even in your short time on campus, what has surprised you most about Bentley?
I don't know if it's surprise, but I've had an opportunity to meet a lot of student athletes, and I'm very, very excited and impressed. And I've been a lot of places. I've been a lot of places, a lot of student athletes, but every student athlete I've come in contact with has never been a high and by. It's been engaged conversation. There's a very, I think the parents should feel really good about how they maybe how they raise their children, their young adults, and the school has taken that and taken it to a different level. But the conversations that I've had with our student athletes have been, you know, they're never short, right, Mez? I mean, you and I talked the first time, and Sam, I haven't had a chance to talk to like I did Mez really quick, but I thought we were going to say hello and bye. He was like, we're 20 minutes, 25 minutes later. I was like, man, this guy. So I've been very impressed with the students and the student athletes in that. And I think it speaks. So it really gives me even further hope of what what Bentley's doing and what we're going to do in athletics. I'm excited. I'm excited.
Two great examples right here with us today.
Awesome.
And
awesome.
they've asked you a lot of questions. We've asked you some questions. Do you have any questions for our student athletes?
Oh, yeah,
Turn the tables.
Yeah, this is good. I think this is good. And we're going to how much time we have. I could be here all day. How much time?
I know.
Don't look at that clock,
13
Sam.
minutes.
Don't look at that clock, Sam. We're good. We good.
You were asking. I was just looking.
I would say this. Now, most people don't know Sam. She's the head of SAC. Okay, that's our student athlete advisory committee, and she's also representing in the Northeast 10. So she's representing Bentley, but she's in the Northeast 10. She's a representative, so she's getting involved in a bigger scale of what's going on. And I wanted to ask her, Sam, did you want to be a leader? Just kind of how did this all transpire? Did Mezie give you a sandwich? I mean, what did he do? You know what I mean? Did everybody? Well, how did this happen? You know?
So actually in high school, I started SAC. Like it wasn't a thing. So I started it in Connecticut. And when I got to college and I saw that it existed, I kind of just asked my coach if I could be the field hockey representative. And like, even though I was a freshman, she was like, if you want to be involved, like go ahead. And kind of just worked my way up to where I am now, I guess. I kind of like to be involved. Like I'm a big off the field person, trying to like organize things, get involved, try and get everyone connected. So I guess the people around me just saw that, and I got elected to the NE10, which I'm really grateful for, that I get to speak to other student athletes that are all going through the same thing at a different school administration and see how they handle things. And it's been a great experience. So
good. What's something that you think, what do you want to leave when you SAC? What's that one thing, that legacy moment, so to speak? What's that thing you're going, I'm going to do this this year? Have you figured that out? I'm sure you have.
Well, our big focuses this year are mental health and kind of just racial justice. So I know those are like two big things that are going on in the world, and SAC is kind of, the point of it is to be there for the students, and we're kind of supposed to be that connection between like student athletes and their problems that they have, and the connection to faculty. So I know there's like sometimes that disconnect. So just like creating that bond and making sure that everyone's having a good experience and feels comfortable with where they are and being a part of a community and everyone being equals. I think that's kind of the big focus for everyone this year. So
That's good. Okay, Mez, what's going on, man? You doing all right?
You
with me? You still with me? Okay, you still with me?
Yeah.
So talk about this. You're from New York.
Yes, I am.
You play football. I call it football, guys. I call it football. You play soccer. I call it football. Mezie and I, we talk about football and play on the pitch. So tell me about Bentley. You came to Bentley. Tell me about. I came to Bentley. Yeah. Why did I come to Bentley?
I came to Bentley because it was the best fit for me. Academically, as we said, they've reached this. They're excellent. And then also on the field, I heard that they were great. So I got the opportunity to play for the team, which was kind of one of the main reasons I came. And I don't regret it at all. It's been my best time here. I've met some wonderful people. And I know that Sam is also a president as well. I'm the president of the Mankind Movement, which is something that has really made a family bond here at Bentley. So the Mankind Movement is essentially for people of color and their allies to speak about problems that they face on campus and to impact our community. So coming into that, I believe there's about 30, 40 of us, and we're just a really strong group, and that's why I really love this campus in Bentley.
Wow, that's good. You started that? Did you start that?
No, oh no, I didn't start the club. No.
But you're a part of it. You're a part of it, right? You're part
Yeah,
of it.
I'm the president.
How long have you been a part of that, Mez?
Since my freshman year.
Okay.
So that was the first thing I went to. That was the first week, first meeting.
Really?
And then I really got embraced into the campus.
Okay. Okay. Now, both of you talked about a little bit. I don't want to go really into there, but you think our student athletes are going to be engaged in this social justice thing? You think they understand what's going on a little bit more than they probably did before? Or what's going on? Sam, I'll go with you first.
Yeah, I think that education is like the most important part of it, is that you need to be aware of what's going on and kind of in order to like control the situation. So I know our team kind of has like talks about it, and we each got our own journal this week that like if we feel anything is going wrong in that sense, and like we could bring it to the team so we don't forget it. So we kind of just need to have those conversations. I know we had them a lot over the summer over Zoom calls. Making sure everyone on our team feels comfortable was kind of like the main priority for us, and making sure that they're accepted on our campus.
Right.
So I think my coach has done a pretty good job of that, and hopefully other teams are doing the same thing.
Right. Maz, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree. Initially, maybe not, but over time, and as more people are getting educated about the certain topic, I believe that we've all come to an understanding and that we want change.
Right.
So I really do feel like we're going in the right path.
Good. I want to thank both of you for sharing that, being honest and sharing that stuff. Okay, so now we're gonna get to some more sports stuff. Now I got too serious on y'all. Y'all had like serious quick. I don't got much time. Like, man, boy, why are you asking about all this serious stuff? I'm trying to talk about. Okay, it's 80 degrees out.
I know, we do have some hard-hitting questions from our audience here. So are some teams going to be able to play? Do you think that plans would be made for a shortened season in the spring for fall sports? You alluded to that earlier.
Yeah, we're talking about all those things right now, and our goal is to get everybody to play, to compete if we can. And so there's been a lot of talks throughout the summer. I've been partaking in talks the last 2 weeks, but there is a desire for everybody to play at some point, and that's a lot of reasons, right? Mental health is one thing. The other thing is everybody, wants to get back to the field. You got to train for something. So we're hopeful. So I think if everybody just time will tell, and as everything starts to unravel, I wouldn't say unravel, but set to staying at the Division I level, then it comes down and so on and so on and so forth. And so, but we do want our student athletes to compete. Has to be a safe environment. We have to be all prepared to do that. There is a lot of work. There is financially, there's money, there's time, and all that kind of stuff. But that is our goal, I believe, at the conference. To hopefully we'll have everybody playing.
And we might expect a decision about winter sports probably next month sometime, or a preliminary decision.
Yeah, I think winter sports will come soon. It came down from Division I shortly about them starting practice around, I want to say October 14th. So usually what happens is after Division I goes, and then we able to adjust during our timelines and making sure that everybody's congruent. I think one thing is a challenge, obviously, in COVID times is that after the Thanksgiving break, most people are going home. So institutions, all institutions across the country, but especially at the D2 level, where are they going to live? How are they going to afford to live? Who's going to pay for it? I mean, there's financing and everything that goes along with that sometimes we don't have to worry about as much because they're in school, but and how is each campus going to react to that, having students on campus? And there's always going to be some students, but with those policies and procedures will be in protocols in place for continued testing, so on and so forth, as the campus kind of shuts down again after Thanksgiving. So I think everybody got to cross their fingers that that this vaccine is that we find a cure to a certain degree, and it's safe. so we can go back to some normality. But I think, obviously Governor Baker has made those decisions and to be conservative and do the right thing amongst the health of the Commonwealth. And we'll have to follow suit moving forward.
Thank you. And are the COVID plans the same for our varsity level sports as they are for club and intramural, or are they handled a little bit differently?
We're going through that right now a little bit, but intramurals, obviously, because they're in the space of intramurals right now, and everybody's being tested, it is kind of different. Now, club sports, once again, we'll be having meetings about that. I don't oversee club sports necessarily. I don't oversee club sports, but intramurals falls under our jurisdiction in athletics. So I know there's discussion going on right now about club sports and what does that mean? If when varsity sports get balls back, what does that mean? Can they get their balls back and that type of thing? I will say that I think everybody should do things on a very precautionary way. If you're a club sports, I think working out and making sure everybody's doing things that can be safe. From the NCAA, we followed a protocol of the type of workouts you would do 50%, at certain times for weeks to ramp up to make sure that everybody's safe and we're testing as well, and to make sure, and we have trainers and so on and so forth. So I think people just need to be safe and mindful of that. But I do think those plans hopefully will be coming out. And I think if you have any questions, you probably should call Student Affairs and see who, I forget the name of that person who does club sports, but they can help you, I'm sure. Yeah.
Great. Well, thank you all for your time. We're out of audience questions, but I want to give the opportunity for any of you to share some last thoughts. Vaughn, last thoughts? I
thought this was a great virtual. I had great time with two student athletes becoming my favorite student athletes. Boy, we're coming through this thing now. Boy, I'm all about these two now. But Bentley's a great place. I'm honored and grateful to be at Bentley and to be a Falcon. And what we do here at Bentley, academically and everything else, is first class. That's for sure. And all we want to do is make sure our student athletes have that first class experience on the field and off to make them the Falcons I know they're going to be. So I'm glad to be here. I look forward to seeing everybody soon on campus someday.
Yes, that would be nice. That would be nice. Thank you, Mez. Thank you, Sam. You guys are great. Always love to showcase our great student athletes.
That's
Vaughn,
right.
thank you so much. It was so nice to meet you virtually, and I think everybody enjoyed today's session. So enjoy the rest of your weekend. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Thanks, Sam. Thanks, Mez. Thanks, Emily.
Thank you. Thanks
Bye.
for having me.